Okay, and we're back. If your ears were blown out in the previous one, that was my fault because I put gain after the compressor. Okay, just so you know, it's my fault. Um, so yeah, the sound was terrible once again, and well, let's go. So we're in chamber 6 out of 19. These are just the introductory chambers, of course, as you well know. Goodbye. Now I don't remember this particular one, but it's pretty simple, okay? As you can see, I can't get out anywhere without using a portal. I use a portal. Ooh, I fall down. Oh, it just has these now. It's giving me hints about momentum. I played Scribblenauts last night, and I know that's a kid's game, but it's like having played this in the same day, just night and day when it comes to actually, like narrating, sort of like presenting the player with what they can do and what they can't do and why and shit. Anyway, so this is obvious, right? We're already falling in a previous chamber, so we already know about momentum. So what you learn about in this chamber is how much momentum can actually, yeah, you find out about this, okay? Not just the preservation of momentum itself, but that it can actually help you get across spaces. See, it's just inescapable. What else is there for me to do here? What can I do here? Absolutely fucking nothing except the exact right thing, okay? I do this. I'm like, oh, I fall down, but I'm almost there, It's like, and because it's framed like this, unless you land right here, okay, in which case you always land in front of the hole. It's like, you can't not notice the fucking hole. You can't not notice that this is there. And you already have to have thought of like dropping a portal in a pit like this because you had to do that to get the cube in the previous one. So you just do this, and already you're making progress. Okay. See, here's the thing, okay? There's two aspects to this. One is you want to have a challenging game, right? Like you want to have something that the player has to think about, not just like have them do it easily. But part of it is also placebo, Like you're not always really that clever. Okay. A lot of it is, sort of like designed to make you feel clever, which is fine. Because you're still sort of like learning something and you're having fun. Now, this is obvious, right? Like it gives you a hole and shit, You've done this before in previous chamber. But now, you already know that you can launch yourself all the way here. You need the cube for the button. So, I'll just put two and two together. Oh no, it's like that. So, now you realize, well, I need to drop the cube, right? So, what you might do is this. There you go. I almost landed on the button. But of course, some people, especially if you're one of the people that have played the previous game, will just take the cube, just dive in with the cube. Okay, either one will work. Okay.
If you are a non-employee who has discovered this facility amid the ruins of civilization, welcome. And remember, testing is the future, and the future starts with you.
This is a really floaty game. Look at this. Like do all sorts of things in the air. Anyway, isn't this just a complete metaphor for class struggle? All the cubes just holding the buttons down. Look at this. Just the framing of this is brilliant. Like, it's not just beautiful to look at. Okay, with all the like I don't have graphics turned up high, but you can see like this is a beautiful composition, and it gives you the cube immediately. It shows you that. It shows you the exit. It shows you a bridge. Okay. It shows you the sign. It shows you this. Okay. And right as you turn to your left, you see this. So you got like all the elements of the puzzle right in your face. Except this. Oh, but it's the same thing as the previous one, so it's cool. So just like wander around. It's really like you can't get stuck in this game. Unless, I don't know, like you break something. Like the intention is that you don't get stuck. So this is the first time that you encounter an angled platform, except the one in the previous room, where it only really mattered because something would like bounce over it and just fall into the water. Okay, but this time you get to see it in a different light because it launches you at an angle, right? This is just fucking beautiful. But you can't get there. Oh, how do I get there? Okay. But pretty sure this is gonna be like obvious. I don't remember the puzzle, by the way. Thing is, if I launch myself again, like what's the point, right? But look at the only other panels that are available. They're the ones that lead to slamming yourself against the wall. Bye, camera. And they're the other ones that lead towards the exit. So it's like, you know, doesn't take a lot of thinking to figure it out. Again, these are the sort of like tutorial chambers, so it shouldn't be that hard. Oh no, there's like, you see the ramp, and the only other case where you've seen such a thing is in a timing puzzle. So you're like, what is here, right? You already have launched yourself, so you know you almost made it, and you know you just needed a bit of help, and there's your help. There we go.
Getting this far, future starter. That said, if you are simple-minded, bold, or irradiated in such a way that the future should not start with you, please return to your primitive tribe and send back someone better qualified for testing.
To your primitive tribe. How dare you, sir?
To ensure that sufficient power remains for core testing protocols, all safety devices have been disabled. The Enrichment Center respects your right to have questions or concerns about this policy.
Oh, and the panels are inverted this time. That's just beautiful shit. Just beautiful. And you see, it also like has this like just blank void outside, which is just, it's scary. But on the other hand, you can never fall out, so it's not a focal point ever, so it's not that distracting or scary. Here.
I'm up here.
This is Chamber 7. Now, anyone who's played the previous game knows what this is. If you haven't.
Oh, brilliant! You did find a portal gun. Oh, do you know what? It just goes to show, people with brain damage are the real heroes in the end, aren't they? At the end of the day, brave. Pop a portal on that wall behind me there, and I'll meet you on the other side of the room.
I do understand why they make him not shut up, but I am slightly irritated by him right now. Not that the actor is doing a bad job, by the way. Like, there's a reason why they're doing things the way that they are. All I'm thinking is, it just really makes me want to see if I can shoot a portal anywhere in these parts that I can barely see. See, these are just like beautiful things. Like it gives you a layout, right? I know. Shut up. It gives you all these things, but then it just puts the debris there, and you know you can't go there, so... Okay, he won't shut up, so... I'll just plant myself on this fucking portal.
Pop a portal behind me on the wall. Come on through.
See that?
Okay, listen, let me lay something on you here. It's pretty heavy. They told me never, never, ever to disengage myself from my management rail or I would die. But we're out of options here. So get ready to catch me, alright, on the off chance that I'm not dead the moment I pop off this thing. On 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. That's high. It's too high, isn't it? Really, that. All right, going on 3 just gives you too much time to think about it. Let's go on 1 this time. Okay, ready? 1. Catch me, catch! Ow! Ow! I am not dead. I'm not dead. Plug me into that stick on the wall over there, yeah, and I'll show you something. You'll be impressed by this.
By the way, the animation on this dude is fucking incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't do it if you're watching. Seriously, I'm not joking. Can you just turn around for a second?
Okay.
Alright, you can turn around now. Bam! Secret panel. That I open while your back was turned. Pick me up. Let's get out of here. And off we go.
Oh, okay, I can't drop him. You see, it's just so good when, I know this is like fucking basic, okay? But I'm still excited by it. Like the way that they have like these dysfunctional chambers and they're building just the right way to let you know that, yeah, you can't go there, so don't worry about it. You know, so you can just move on.
No rail to tell us where to go. Oh, this is brilliant. We can go wherever we want. Just hold on though, where are we going? Seriously. Hang on, let me just give my bearings.
That is obviously
Follow the rail, actually.
a joke about being on rails, which it is still on rails, obviously. There's no rail to tell you where you go except the one that's right in front of you. It's like, this is a self-aware game, but it's still just so fucking nicely crafted and polished that... Except the fact that I can't get this guy off my face. Like, you see, I can't even drop off the rails. I can't do that. I can't shoot any portals at this point. So it's like, it robs me of control, but it only does so that I'm not worried about, you know, about doing things. I can just, like, enjoy the scenery for a moment.
Oh no. Yes, hello, no, we're not stopping. Don't make eye contact, whatever you do. No, thanks, we're good. Appreciate it. Keep moving, keep moving.
And if there's something that I fucking like in fiction, it's like treating robots or like machines as if they actually, like, you know, within the context of the story, treating them as if they actually have a conscience and, like, you know, feelings and shit. It's like Star Wars in a bit. In a way. Okay?
Probably ought to bring you up to speed on something right now. In order to escape, we're going to have to go through her chamber. And she will probably kill us, if she's awake. If you want to just call it quits, and we could just sit here forever, that's an option. Option A, sit here, do nothing. Option B, go through there, and if she's alive, she'll almost certainly kill us. So, if you've got any reservations whatsoever about this plan, now would be a tremendous time to voice them. Right now. In case you thought to yourself, I've missed the window of time to
Come on.
reservations.
Come on.
It's still open.
See, this is where it, like, presents you with what's outside the chambers, which is effectively nothing. It's just in a cave. Which is pretty scary considering, you know, how many chambers you've gone through and how little, like, you know, you've actually spent in them. And yet they're fucking huge from the outside. It's just sort of like, you know, it's it's really there's a lot of like meta commentary on this one. As I said, you know, really like it when it's like in Star Wars where they treat the droids as if like they have feelings and a consciousness and all that stuff, but then they just treat them like trash. They just swap them out as if they're nothing. It's really funny to me.
Okay, I'm gonna lay my cards on the table. I don't want to do it. I don't want to go in there. Don't go in there. She's off. She's off. Don't panic over. She's off. All fine. On we go.
Again, brilliant framing. Unfortunately, you have to have him right in your face, but it's also really easy to not have him straight in your face, so it's not that big a deal. This is like a thoroughly playtested game, by the way. Thoroughly playtested. That's why everything works well. It's not like, you know, people are just geniuses and they just think of this on the first go. This is very much playtested.
There she is. What a nasty piece of work she was, honestly. Like a proper maniac. Do you know who ended up taking her down in the end? You're not going to believe this. A human. I know. I wouldn't have believed it either. Apparently this human escaped and nobody's seen him since. Then there was a sort of long chunk of time where absolutely nothing happened. And then there's us escaping now. So that's pretty much the whole story. You're up to speed. Don't touch it.
So there's the thing. This is the end of Portal 1. However, anyone who's played Portal 1 distinctly remembers that this was not the way that GLaDOS looked. The head here was a lot different. Well, not a lot different. It was more like what Wheatley looks like here. I think. Yeah, pretty sure it was. Still glad they changed the design though. I mean, it was a good move. It doesn't matter. Like sometimes continuity is not as important as storytelling, you know. Anyway, very nicely composed scene here. And some scary shit. You do actually, you know, get sucked all the way to the surface in the previous game. Come on. And then get sucked back in. Which is why we're here.
Okay, down these stairs. Jump! Actually, look at it. That's quite a distance, isn't it? Okay, you know what? Go ahead and jump. You've got braces on your legs, so you're all set. Although no braces on your arms, though. So you're going to have to rely on the old human strength to keep a grip on the device and, by extension, me. So do really make sure you keep a grip on me. Ah! Oh, still held. Still being held. That's a great job. You've applied the grip. We're all fine. That's tremendous.
So you don't have a flashlight in this game, unlike Half-Life. So areas that are dark are essentially not really, like, you already know they're not explorable, okay? Or if they are, they must have like something hidden. But you just slide against the wall and you're like, okay, there's nothing here, you know. The game, here's the thing: the game has not hinted at it being that sneaky. So when you look at this, you already know there's nothing there, which is nice. It's just prepared you to assume that when, you know, there's nothing to interact with, it's not trying to be sneaky. It's just, you know, just a matter of composing a scene, which is nice. It's always nice to sort of have that kind of sort of like background noise when you're playing a game out of the way. It's a very cleanly put together game.
I do not recommend it. I've just done it again. This
There we go.
is the main breaker room. Let's go in. Look for a switch that says escape pod. All right, don't touch anything else. Not interested in anything else. Don't touch anything else. Don't even look at anything else. Just, well, obviously you've got to look at everything else to find the escape pod. But as soon as you look at something and it doesn't say escape pod, look at something else. Look at the next thing, all right? But don't touch anything else or look at anything. Well, look at other things, but don't. You understand?
There's going to be a cutscene after this, so
I can't see it anywhere.
I'm just not going to talk over it.
Plug me in and I'll turn the lights on. Let there be light. That's God. He's quoting God. Oh, look at that. Turning. Ominous. But probably fine, as long as it doesn't start, you know, moving up. Now. Escape pod, escape pod. It's moving up. Okay. Okay, no, don't worry. I've got it. This should slow it down. No, makes it go faster. Uh-oh.
Power up initiated.
Okay, don't panic. All right, stop panicking. I can still stop this. Oh, there's a password. Okay, it's fine. I'll just hack it. Not a problem.
I just have to say, brilliantly done here. Just so they know you're gonna look here without being forced to look here, without locking your view.
Wait, did I do B? Start writing things down.
Power up complete.
I don't. Okay. Listen. All right, new plan. Act natural. Done nothing wrong. Hello.
Oh, it's you.
You know her?
It's been a long time. How have you been? I've been really busy being dead. You know, after you murdered me.
Did what? Oh no! No! Oh no!
Okay, look, we both said a lot of things that you're going to regret. But I think we can put our differences behind us. For science, you monster. I will say, though, that since you went to all the trouble of waking me up, you must really, really love to test. I love it too. There's just one small thing we need to take care of first.
And here we go. This is essentially where the new stuff starts from.
Here we are, the incinerator room. Be careful not to trip over any parts of me that didn't get completely burned when you threw them down here. The dual portal device should be around here somewhere. Once you find it, we can start testing, just like old times.
I think those are like the other garbage chutes. See, this is another thing. In the previous game, you start out from a really clinical environment. Everything's clean, everything's like, you know, planned and shit. And eventually, you know, she starts trying to kill you, so you just you start escaping and, like, you know, going outside the chambers, and you know, there's no clear places to place portals. There's no things start to get less clear and clear cut. You know, the game is very self-aware about how on rails it is. And here they just, you know, they start with the they start with the worn out, sort of like overgrown labs, and then they throw you here, which is not only just a reference to the previous game, it's also like indicating it's a completely different view of, you know, compared to the clean labs on top. And she just, like, in case you were wondering if she's, like, you know, if she's evil, she just throws a fucking turret into the fucking lava, and that's just enough to drive the point home.
There it is.
Again, framed perfectly. And, okay, I know everyone's fucking talked about this a billion fucking times, but just look at the colors in this scene. There's orange, and the rest of it is just blue. It's like, it's the most used color combination in the history of humanity, but I still love that they did it this way. I mean, it's still just fun to watch. Okay, some people are just like, you know, oh, that's fucking mundane. It's fucking, everyone does that. But what works, and this works.
Hold on. There. Good. You have a dual portal device. There should be a way back to the testing area up ahead.
It's like GLaDOS has such a rich personality. It's wonderful. And the lady whose name, unfortunately, I don't remember. I think it was like Eileen something. She does a brilliant fucking job. And now is where you get to use both portals, okay? Since you've been sufficiently introduced to things, and in an uneven environment, so you get to see that you can't really use the portal in any uneven surface. Like, it has to be a flat surface. So you know to ignore all of these when you're looking at puzzles. You know, like where you're gonna shoot is obvious. It's all just, like, again, clear cut.
I'm required by protocol to keep interaction with you to a minimum. Luckily, we haven't started testing yet. This will be our only chance to talk.
It's like, before I go in there, because she keeps talking, I just want to say, this does, like, tickle my fucking soul. But, you know, just in case you're wondering, but it's sort of like, you know, it's like level 2 funny, you know? It's like, it gives you this, like, you know, kind of feeling, you know? Anyway, let's move on.
Here, let me get that for you. Do you know the biggest lesson I learned from what you did? I discovered I have a sort of black box quick save feature. In the event of a catastrophic failure, the last 2 minutes of my life are preserved for analysis. I was able, well, forced really, to relive you killing me again and again, forever. You know, if you'd done that to somebody else, they might devote their existence to exacting revenge. Luckily, I'm a bigger person than that. I'm happy to put this all behind us and get back to work. After all, we've got a lot to do, and only 60 more years to do it. More or less. I don't have the actuarial tables in front of me.
See this particular area? It's just, you know, it's a lot rougher, but it's still simple enough so you can pay attention to the dialogue. God damn, this is just so well done. I'm just enjoying the scenery, to be honest. There was an achievement in the previous game for breaking all the cameras, but I don't think there is one in this, in the sequel. And we're straight to Chamber 19.
Just move that out of the way for you. This place really is a wreck. But the important thing is you're back, with me. And now I'm on to all your little tricks. So there's nothing to stop us from testing for the rest of your life. After that, who knows? I might take up a hobby. Reanimating the dead, maybe.
Okay, I think I'm gonna end it once the next chamber starts, depending on how. See, they made these, those panels streak across like this and distort, but not these ones, so you can still read the text. God damn these people. Way too fucking clever.
Sorry about the mess. I've really let the place go since you killed me. By the way, thanks for that.
Sarcasm self-test complete.
Oh good, that's back online. I'll start getting everything else working while you perform this first simple test, which involves deadly lasers and how test subjects react when locked in a room with deadly lasers.
Damn, I fucking love GLaDOS. Anyway, I'm gonna end this here and see you in the next one.